Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Indy here. Welcome to my tiny home. This is the first video I've done that isn't a documentary of the tiny home, that is actually filmed inside the tiny home. I do apologize that I haven't been getting these out quite as quickly as I would like, but lots of tiny homework. But it's getting there. We've been living in this thing now for about 5 weeks. And when it's done, I'm hoping to concentrate on this channel a little bit more. So stay tuned, there'll be lots of Indiana Jones material coming your way. So, in this episode, we're going to be talking about the jacket. There are a ton of options for getting a nice jacket out there. So, without further ado, let's delve right into it. As in the other episodes that I've done already, we're going to start with the cheapest and go all the way up to the most expensive. Unlike the other videos, I personally do not feel that the most expensive option is necessarily the best option. With the hats and the whips, generally the more high-end stuff you get, the better your product. But I'm not so sure that's the case with this jacket. But anyway, we'll discuss that a little bit later. So, for you Indiana budget folks, I would hop on eBay. There are a few things that you're going to want to avoid for sure. Anything from China, Hong Kong, Pakistan, any of those places that are going to want your measurements or have Asian measurements or anything like that. If you order a jacket from there, it's probably not going to fit. Even if it looks nice, it's not going to fit you the way that you're going to want it to fit. And then, of course, you're left with returning it overseas to get your money back, which is probably going to cost like $40, $45 to ship it back there. So, yeah, you just want to completely avoid that headache. There's a couple things you can do to search for a nice jacket on eBay. For you bargain shoppers, the thing you can do is look for either a dark brown or a black leather bomber jacket. And a whole bunch of options will come up for close enough Indy jackets. That's where I started. I owned several of them. They look nice. They're not obviously 100% screen accurate, but they're cheap and they'll get the job done for something like a con, or just to get you started until you can get something better. You can also sometimes get lucky if you type in like Wested or U.S. Wings. There's a lot of U.S. Wings jackets floating around on eBay a lot of the time. Those are like generally close to 100% screen accurate if you can get one. Now, obviously, you're going to pay a little bit more for just a leather bomber jacket off eBay. You're probably going to pay $50. If you can find one of the other ones on eBay, you're probably going to be paying $100, $150. So there is that to consider. Your other option for lower-end Indy jackets is Amazon. You're going to run into some of the same problems that eBay has, although Amazon has a really, really good return policy. So if you find a jacket that looks the part and it doesn't work out, you can return it and it's free. Now, you may have to return several of them before you find one that you actually like, but it's not going to cost you anything but time. So that might be another good option for some of you. Now, I'm going to be naming a couple of big-name Indy jacket producers that I personally would recommend. There are more out there that I'm not going to cover in this video, but if I was in the market for an Indy jacket, I would buy from one of these places because I know without a doubt, 100%, that you're going to be getting an awesome product. I'm not going to be paying up the hoo-ha for something that I'm not entirely sure is going to deliver the goods. Now, I'm sure there's going to be some folks watching this video that are going to say, oh, well, this one's really good, or this one's really good. Feel free to leave those in the comments for other people that are watching. These videos are primarily aimed at the rookie Indiana Jones cosplayer who's looking to get an outfit together. So, for you, indie gurus or the veterans who've been cosplaying for a while that have other suggestions, please write them in the comments for other people to take advantage of. So, that being said, we're going to start with Wested. Anybody who follows this channel knows that I'm a huge Wested fan. And there's a reason for that. They make really, really good products. Their leather is really nice. You can get them in all sorts of different skins, different shades, different tones. Their They're really screen accurate. They look fantastic. For those of you that don't know, Wested made the jackets for the first 3 original Indiana Jones movies. So, you know, it's kind of hard to get better than that. And on top of that, they are one of the cheaper high-end jackets out there. My Wested, which I'll show here in a minute, cost me about $270, which is less than most of the other ones that I'm going to be discussing here. So, you know, you just can't go wrong with a Wested. I own 2 Indy jackets. I have videos on my channel doing reviews for both of them, but we are still going to look at them here just briefly in this video. So, that being said, let's move on. For a custom Wested, I know a lot of you want like one that fits like a glove, and you can get that from Wested. Their measurements are spot on from what I've seen. I generally wear a size 44 with a 23-inch sleeve. I asked for a 24-inch sleeve because on screen, Indy's jacket sleeves go to somewhere about here rather than at the wrist. So I ordered a 24-inch, and as you'll see here in just a minute, it fits me really, really nice. So their measurements are superb. Now, obviously, you're going to pay a little bit more. The higher-end Indy jacket from Wested with custom measurements is probably going to cost you somewhere between $350 and $400. Their delivery time is also really fast. Even for one with custom measurements, you're generally going to get it in about 3 weeks. So anyway, there's nothing negative I have to say about Wested. They're just fantastic. So moving on. Another really good product out there is US Wings. They've been making good Indy jackets for quite a while now. Nothing bad to say about them either. I've never actually seen one in person, but I know a lot of people who use them, and they look great. Sometimes, like I said earlier, you can find one of those on eBay for a really nice steal. If you go to the US Wings website, their lower-end Indiana Jones jacket is going to be about the same as Wested, somewhere around $270, $300, somewhere in there. That's including shipping, of course. Their super-de-duper high-end one is going to be about $650. I don't know if I would pay that much for an Indy jacket, no matter how awesome it is. But, again, with US Wings, you can't go wrong. It's going to look great. It's going to last forever if you take care of it. Nothing bad to say about them. The next company I'm going to talk about is Magnolia Clothiers. I know I've mentioned them in a few other videos. I am not a big fan of Magnolia Clothiers simply because I think they charge way too much for their stuff. Now, don't get me wrong, they deliver a great product. All their stuff is super-de-duper high quality, but they really ream you for it financially. I got a pair of Daredevil glasses for them a while ago because they were the only people on the market that had a 100% screen-accurate Matt Murdock sunglasses, and they were $100 for sunglasses. I can't justify those kinds of prices. And the last time I looked at Magnolia, their Indiana Jones jacket was about $600. However, I did a lot of research before filming this video, and I was very pleasantly surprised to find that they had a adventure version of their Indiana Jones jacket, which started at about $350. So that's actually not too shabby for a good Indiana Jones jacket. Now, their higher end ones are still $650, $700. So there is that to consider. But they also do custom measurements and things like that, and their quality is really good. So if you live, I think Magnolia is based in the UK. Not entirely sure on that. I know Wested is. So for you guys in the UK, you've got, you know, good options over there, especially when it comes to shipping and things like that. But yeah, for some people out there, that might be an option for you. Another really, really good company out there is called Steel & Jones. I believe I've mentioned them before. They also make a good Indiana Jones hat, and I mentioned them in my Indy Gear video that was covering the hats. They're going to be a little bit more high-end. I think their best jacket is somewhere around $700 after shipping costs. But man, is it nice. There's a couple people on the Indiana Jones Facebook page that own one, and man, they are fantastic. If I had the money, I might actually buy one of those, to be honest with you. They're really, really nice. They also have a low-end one, which is around $400, so you know they can compete with the other companies that I've mentioned previously in this video. Now, again, of course, there's going to be other options out there, but if you go with those 4, you can't go wrong. So, with that being said, I'm going to pull out my jackets real quick, and we'll just take a quick peek at them here. This is my Wested, and still one of my favorite jackets that I own. I'm also using it to shoot my Indiana Jones fan film because, like I mentioned earlier, I just feel that, you know, this jacket is really hard to beat. If I had one beef with this jacket, it's that the shade is a little bit lighter than I would like it to be. However, you can treat these with Picard's leather dressing, and it will darken over time. I just haven't done that because since I'm shooting a fan film, the color needs to stay consistent throughout the film. But as soon as the film is over, I'm planning on darkening this jacket. Now we'll just go ahead and try it on here real quick. As you can see, the length on it is perfect. Get down a little bit here. And I like the straps on the side. Those are really nice. And the sleeves, like I mentioned earlier, are a little bit longer than what a regular jacket would be. But again, this is the way Indy wears his jacket. So just something to consider when you're getting one. But again, I asked for a size 44. Love the fit. It's fantastic. I've got complete movement in it and everything. I filmed action scenes wearing this jacket. I've rolled around in the dirt and gotten knocked down, and I haven't been dragged behind a truck with it, but that's not in my movie. So, anyway. But yeah, nothing bad to say about this jacket. Now, my other jacket is actually not on the list that I just mentioned, and it's because, sadly, you can't buy it anymore. This is an Indiana Jones jacket from Todd's Costumes. I've owned this jacket now for probably about 7 years, and it's still one of my favorite jackets. It's lighter than the Wested, so you can actually wear this jacket fairly comfortably when it's about 70 degrees out. They don't come in custom sizing, so I actually had to get the sleeves on it tailored so that it would fit me. But their size large runs like right at a size 44, and so, you know, it fit me great once I got the sleeves shortened on it. But sadly, Todd's hasn't sold these on their website for about 2 years, which is a shame, because I really, really like this jacket. Go ahead and try this one on. You can probably tell from the fit on it, just, you know, that it's a thinner material than the other jacket was. But this is the shade that I would eventually like the Wested to be. This is a really nice dark brown that looks exactly like the one in Raiders. Now, I know a lot of you are looking for like a Last Crusade look, or maybe a Crystal Skull look, or something like that. And in those movies, the jacket was a little bit lighter. So the shade of brown is, you know, obviously a preference thing. But I always liked the look that Indy had in Raiders, and so most of my gear is Raiders based, and that's why I like this jacket, because it just looks, you know, exactly like the Raiders jacket as far as the shade goes and everything else. And as I mentioned earlier, I do have in-depth reviews of both this jacket and the Wested jacket on my channel as well. So, that pretty much covers everything about the jacket. Hope this was helpful. And like I said, for you Indy gurus out there, feel free to add something in the comments about other companies that are out there that are good, reliable, and deliver quality products. Thanks for watching, folks. Our next episode is going to be on the shirt, so stay tuned. I will get that put up very soon. Take care and have a good day.